I agree. I agree.
Our people have been mobilized too long already in the Israeli army reserve.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
I speak with experience because I had a business. I lost the business because of the army. I lost my home, lost everything, and went to seminary to become a rabbi, but they kicked me out because I was too right wing. You know, and the conservative movement is ultra left. Uh,
Wow.
but God took care of that and sent me to the Christians, or rather, it was the Christians who embraced me and have helped me to rebuild my life, which means building the house, paying taxes, and starting the party. So I'm very excited about, I don't know when the next elections will be, but they will be in a year,
Wow.
if not
It,
sooner.
Helen told me that last week you said that you're telling all the rabbis to read the New Testament.
Of course.
Wow. Can you
Listen,
expand on that?
uh, okay, now listen to me.
I am
You know
doing.
that we don't have exactly good relations between the Jews and the Christians. We do not have good relations.
No.
And I don't want to make this confession, but I don't go to synagogue anymore because there is no European type Ashkenaz synagogue. We have only the Middle Eastern Arabic style Sephardic.
Sephardic.
And so, it's like if you're a born again Christian and all of a sudden you go to a Greek Orthodox or Russian Orthodox church, you're not exactly happy with the ritual and the liturgy because it's not what you're used to.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to the Middle Eastern anyway. But at the time that I was going to the local synagogue, I was the only Ashkenazi Jew. And every time the rabbi would give a lesson, there were things from the New Testament that spoke about the same things. And of course, the Quran would speak about the opposite. And
Yeah.
I raised my hand. The rabbi said, "Yes, what did you have to say?" I said, "Well, in the New Testament, God forbid, no New Testament here." And I said, "And Jesus, don't mention that name, please, not to mention that name." And then I also the same with the Quran. I say, "Well, in the Quran it says such." No, you're not allowed to talk about that in the synagogue. Only Jewish subjects. So the problem is, we Jews. I'm saying this, of course, in quotes. I'm not saying this as my personal viewpoint. We may be right to hate the Christians for 2,000 years of Catholic and Russian Orthodox persecution, and maybe Lutheran persecution. We may be right, but we may be dead right. And we cannot afford to be against the Christians anymore because let's say there are 2 billion Christians in the world. Let's say out of the 2 billion, 100 million are born again. Well, we got to work with the 100 million who are with us. We can't turn our backs on all the Christians, throw the baby out with the bathwater, and then say, well, nobody's helping us, nobody's standing with us, and then we have another Holocaust.
Uh,
And by the way, there were thousands and thousands and thousands of Christians, by the way, including Catholics and Orthodox Christians who protected their Jews at the price of their own lives because the Nazis killed them.
yeah.
So the thing is, today we have, people like the Secretary of State of the United States. He's a Catholic, and
Marco Rubio.
Rubio is a very observant Catholic, and he loves Israel. And that's why when Protestants say, "Oh, Catholics," and I say, "Listen, there are lots of good Catholics too. The Vatican is not with Israel, but Catholics individually are. So we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater." And
Right.
by the way, I'm going to say something very politically incorrect. Putin loves Israel, and he's an Orthodox Christian. So we
Wow.
have to look. We have to look for the Christians who love Israel, and we Jews should be the last to pass judgment on this kind of Christian or that kind of Christian. And so my job, especially when my political party gets into the Knesset, will be to mend the bridges with all the Christian denominations. Look for the Christians who love us and work with them.
Very good.